A few weeks ago, I reviewed the A Ma Maniere Air Jordan 12 Black and Burgundy, and in that video, I claimed that I liked that shoe over the other shoe in the same collection. At the time, I was very confident in saying that, but when I got the other shoe in hand, I gotta say, it's very hard to choose. I don't know which one I actually like better. Air Jordan 12 A Ma Maniere White and Burgundy. This shoe released on March 2nd for $225, and just like the Black and Burgundy pair that's part of the same collection, this is a woman's exclusive meant to celebrate the achievements of black women, but unlike the Black and Burgundy pair, this never released on sneakers. But I was lucky enough to grab it on A Ma Maniere's website, and I think the general consensus is this shoe, this colorway, is more popular than the Black and Burgundy pair. But if you watch my review on the Black and Burgundy pair, I mentioned how I had doubts about future A Ma Maniere collaborations. I felt it was getting stale, they just kind of stick with white, burgundy, or sail and burgundy, and I felt like the formula was getting kind of old. But when I got the Jordan 12 Black and Burgundy in hand, my mind changed. I love that shoe, I think it's so clean in hand, and quite honestly, I had the same reaction when I saw these in hand. Here we go. The upper sole of the shoe is a mix between suede and leather, and the leather is very nice, very soft. You can see the grain of the leather very clearly, and I like that. I know that's not always the standard of great leather, but I do prefer that texture. So obviously on the black pair, the upper sole is made out of nubuck. Personal preference, I just prefer leather over any other material. Even though nubuck and suede can be more expensive to produce, there's something about the look and the texture of leather. I just prefer it. And just like the Black and Burgundy pair, the mudguard of the shoe is suede. However, this suede feels smoother, and I do prefer a smooth suede over a hairier suede, so I like the suede on this shoe slightly better, just by a tiny little bit. And right under the mudguard, you'll see that faux lizard texture. In normal Jordan 12s, the whole mudguard is actually that faux lizard texture. I never really liked that texture, so I do like how they changed it to suede. And the stitching of the Jordan 12 upper sole is very unique. If you didn't know, Tinker Hatfield was inspired by Japan, which is a country that's also nicknamed Land of the Rising Sun, so the stitching is made to resemble the rays of the sun. There's a few tweaks on this shoe that reinforces the A Ma Maniere collaboration. One has the Jordan Jumpman logo, and the other one has the A Ma Maniere logo. Now I have some real doubts about whether or not that Jumpman and the A Ma Maniere on the tongue is going to fall off. Usually you'll see Jumpman on the eyelets, however on the second eyelet, they changed it to an A Ma Maniere logo. And the other change is the tag on the booty of the shoe. You can see that it says A Ma Maniere, quality products inspired by culture. On the other shoe it says Jordan, quality inspired by the greatest player ever. And one of the coolest things about the Jordan 12 is the tongue, which says 2-3, 2 in words and 3 in numbers. And maybe you haven't noticed, it's a subtle feature of the Jordan 12. There's no ventilation at all anywhere on the shoe. So if you have sweaty feet, definitely keep that in mind. Now the midsole of the shoe is made out of Phylon, which is a Nike patent. Now that's essentially just the type of EVA foam that Nike developed. It's meant to provide more cushioning and it's more lightweight. And you can see the grain of the Phylon, that's usually a defining characteristic. And the rubber outsole of the shoe has herringbone traction, the best type of traction, as well as a carbon fiber shank plate. One of my favorite things about any shoe is when they include carbon fiber. It's just so lightweight, gives so much support, it's so strong. Love it. And on the tip of every Jordan 12, you see some of that Jumpman poke out on the toe box. That's one thing I don't love about Jordan 12s. I don't know why, but I just really don't like how that pokes out. This shoe also has a full-length Zoom Air unit, and the Jordan 12 is actually the first Jordan shoe to use Zoom Air, so the cushioning is really good, it still holds up. Now moving on to the inside of the shoe, you see the padding is quilted all around the ankle collar, and that's to give it a more premium and luxurious feel. And honestly, even though it looks nice, I don't really feel a difference in comfort between a kilted padding and a non-kilted padding. As long as it's well padded, I don't really find a big difference in comfort. Overall, the materials for this shoe is just so nice, it's very premium, and this shoe, just like the black pair, also comes with a hang tag. However, this hang tag is white. Just like the Black and Burgundy pair, this shoe doesn't come with extra laces. Very disappointing for a shoe that you paid $225 for. I would have loved to see how this shoe would look with a burgundy set of laces. But of course, they're gonna leave us hanging. And the box of the shoe is just like the Black and Burgundy pair. There is an A Ma Maniere cover, very common for A Ma Maniere collaborations. And inside you'll see A Ma Maniere branded paper as well. Now moving on to sizing and comfort, I'm a size 9.5 true to size. I do have wide feet, however I went with a men's 9.5 for this shoe anyway. And I suffer the same problem that I did for the Black and Burgundy. This part where the arch begins, as a wide footer, that definitely gives me problems. It's very stiff, it's pretty snug, and it starts to hurt after a while. And I really don't think the problem is because that it's a woman's exclusive. I've bought plenty of women's exclusives and I still went true to size, and there's no problem. It usually happens with shoes where the arch is more pronounced. So like a Jordan 1 where it's a flatter sole, I don't really have any problems with that. However, with shoes like the Jordan 12, when this comes all the way up, I usually always have problems. Apart from that, with the Phylon midsole as well as the Zoom Air unit, the cushioning is great. It's very well padded inside. Overall, it's a comfortable shoe, but definitely keep that in mind if you're a wide footer, especially if you have wide feet. And the final sole score for this shoe is 20 out of 25. 1 point higher than the Black and Burgundy pair, and the only reason is because I prefer a leather upper sole instead of nubuck, and the suede I feel like on this shoe is just smoother. If you look at it side by side in photos, at least my pairs, the suede on this shoe is smoother, and that's what I prefer, a smooth type of suede. Everything else is identical. I don't know which one I would choose between the Black and Burgundy and this shoe. Versatility wise, the colorway, it's so clean, so easy to wear. You can't go wrong in that A Ma Maniere Burgundy. It's so premium, it's such a classy vibe. However, the silhouette, the Jordan 12, it's not the most versatile silhouette. The only tiny little nitpicky complaint that I have of this shoe and this collection overall is that it's a woman's exclusive that's meant to celebrate black women and the obstacles that they've overcome. However, from the box of the shoe, it's very clear that it's an A Ma Maniere collaboration, so that message is clear, but the message around black women, it kind of gets lost. At no point does that message get reinforced. Even though it's a women's exclusive, there's a ton of shoes that are women's exclusive, so I feel like they could have done a tiny bit more to reinforce that message. Overall, even though this collection didn't do as well as the other A Ma Maniere collections, I think they still have a winner on their hands. This is a very, very clean colorway on a silhouette that might not be as popular, but in hand, it's just such a beautiful looking shoe. And it's really getting me excited for the next A Ma Maniere collaboration, which is on my favorite shoe, the Jordan 5. Can't wait, I can't wait. So that's it. Thanks for watching Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 12 A Ma Maniere White and Burgundy. Do you prefer this shoe over the Black and Burgundy? Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.